The car park, and then it switches to the road closed and all snow. It looks like they're starting to clear the road. This shows you how deep it is. So that's the height of how deep the snow is on this road. Good afternoon, it is day 75. I've just enjoyed lovely rest time in Mammoth. Two full rest days and then 2 half days. So I'm now heading back onto the trail, 2 miles up the road, then 3.5 miles on tracks to get back to the PCT. Probably going to camp near the junction with the PCT, but we'll see how I feel. So the key difference from when I came down is they have started ploughing the road. So I think in a few days time those coming down will be lucky because they might be able to get a ride 2 miles further up, not have to walk it. Yeah, the rest was fantastic. A lot of work editing my videos. That was 10 days worth, but it was really neat looking back and seeing it. Yeah, we'll see how the body feels. So far the knee's not tweaking, but I'm not really stressing it. Walking from the hotel to the Sierra Lodge where I stayed, which is brilliant by the way, to Burger's restaurant, my calves are on fire, so I think it's going to be hard work. Oop. Have to be careful not to get run over. Yeah, so good to be back on trail. This section will be probably around 7 days to Sonora Pass, where I pick up a resupply on the trail and then continue on for another 5 days to get to South, I think Tahoe, where I will get, oh wow, that's cool, where I'll have a 0 day. Look at the blades on that! Wow, it's just taking big chunks out of the snow. Wow, this makes the walking a lot easier, but these snowbanks are actually higher than I am. There you go, there's the height of the snowbanks. I've actually got to reach up to get to them. Here's a slightly higher snowdrift, alright? That is huge! Well above the height of my me and my poles. They've done a really good job from Sunday when this was fully covered in snow. It's now Wednesday 1:30, so they've been working pretty hard to get this done. Too busy trying to get into town on the way up, but here's Lake Mary. Snowfield Mary it should be called. Some more day hikers which are really interested in what I'm doing and think I'm crazy, which I probably am. Alright, still walking up the road. Well, the road was nice while it lasted, but this is as far as I've got. So the next mile to Horseshoe is back on snow. Alright, so this is Lake Mammoth, and there's actually some water. Look at that. Oh, it's an actual lake for some of it. The rest of it stretches down. There's a better view. And there's a little lookout here. It's just talking about tourism here. And those are the lakes down there. I mean, beautiful down there. Yeah, the car park was, where was it? I think it was at the end of the, far end of the lake is where the car park was that I started walking. Okay, still going up. Interesting. I sure have to remember not to camp in any hollows, because I'm pretty sure they're not marking the hazard areas up where I am. Right, Horseshoe Lake. Starting to melt in the middle there. Not going to be long till that turns back into water. Alright, so I am at the campground again. So get through that and then back on trail. See if I've got any tracks to follow or if it's all on my own. Alright, the last of civilization for a while. It's a funny little building, this one. Looks like a baby church. Alright, so at the restaurant where I had lunch, there are 3 people that had just come off trail. So their footprints are fairly obvious. We'll see if they're going the way that I want to go or not. That's one very happy guy. Just talking to that guy, he is very happy to be getting out of the snow. Definitely not enjoying the experience. He said there's another 2 in his group. One is continuing on and the other one's coming off. So that potentially means I might have fresh footprints to be following once I get back on trail, which would be lovely. Alright, back to McLeod Lake again. Wow, that has started melting since I was here. When I was here it was completely covered. Now that's water, and this is going to be water quickly, so all this fine weather is definitely having an effect. Woohoo! Good and bad. The good is, well, the snow is disappearing. The bad is I've got to deal with the melting snow, which won't be fun. But period of bad while it melts and then get rid of it and back on trails. The happy group heading into Mammoth after their section. I was just giving them some heads up on Mammoth, and they were asking a few questions about the trail ahead as well. Alright, continuing on. I just heard some thunder, and it's forecast for afternoon thunderstorms. So hopefully it's all noise and no rain. I'm heading down from the pass now, back to that trail junction, and back to the trail. There's been a whole lot of thunder, and now a light rain has started. So umbrella up and back on trail. And after 15 minutes the rain has stopped, so umbrella away, wet weather kit away, but it's still rumbling away, and off in that direction it's still looking pretty horrible. So I think it's going to be a on-off afternoon for the umbrella. Keep a little climb, and now just on the side of the hill for a while before I start dropping again. Hey, I am back where I left the trail. I think I came up here. So the trail continues that way, and there are some footprints, which is nice. I headed up that way. This time round I came a bit further around and came up. So officially back on trail, and it is 4:30. So I'm not going to go a lot further. I think there's a steep downhill, so I might just get to the bottom of the steep downhill and leave it at that. And it started raining again, so umbrella's back up. Yeah, the snow today, I thought it was going to be horrible, but it's actually not been too bad. So fingers crossed, this section isn't going to be as bad as I think. Mentally I've prepared myself that this section's actually going to be worse than the others, more frustrating because of the melting snow and the fact that it's going to be thinner and I'm probably going to be breaking through more, and it's probably going to be more slushy as well. So mentally I'm prepared for that. So anything better will be a bonus, but yeah, I don't think this is going to be a fun section. Wow, look at the colour of that rock up there, a beautiful maroon colour. This is a volcanic area, so that's probably why it's that colour. So that's the crater that I was up along the other edge of the rim. There's that neat coloured dirt / gravel, and the steep descent has now started. Yeah, nice place to cross the river. Been struggling to find a place. There was a log, but it was a step onto a bit of a snow bridge to then step onto the log, and I wasn't happy with the thickness, so I kept going, but this looks lovely. Nice and wide. Going to be interesting getting through the bushes, but that's alright. So now I'm wandering through the trees, heading towards the track. So whoever it was that I followed their footprints, I am going to be a lot more careful next time, because should have crossed over the river, and that would have then had us on the track, which I suspect is probably fairly clear, and I'd probably be down the bottom of the hill by now. Instead, I'm scrambling through this horrible stuff, heading towards the track. Easiest to try and get on one of these giants and just walk along them, than try and scramble about in the deadfall beside it. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Just as well my balance is back. That's the crap I've just come across, and I found another nice big log, so that'll take me across. Yes, I'm on the track. Lovely clear track. If only I had ignored those footprints. Lesson learned. I thought it was Little Skittle & Co, because I trust them, but I think there's another group in front of me, because yeah, my own fault. You know, I should have crossed the river where I thought I should cross the river. So anyway, this is now beautiful. I am on trail. Wow. So yeah, I head the rest of the way down to the trail. I filled up my water at one of the little streams so I can camp wherever I want. It's 6 o'clock, but I had a late start. I'm actually feeling pretty good. Nice weather, so I'll keep going for a little bit longer. Sad, all these giants dead, from, I'm assuming, from a fire. Yeah, just really, really sad. All these beautiful trees, and you know, some of them, like this one, that's huge. Oh, really sad. Okay. Continuing on through the graveyard of trees, unfortunately. Here's the different stages of this plant. Little fluffy things, and then starting to flower. And here's even more fluffy. Not bad views ahead. Nowhere near as much snow as what I came through before. I'm assuming we'll get more snow when we go back up in height. But wow, this is nice. Might be able to do some decent miles in this sort of terrain. Very occasional snowfields, but it's predominantly dirt. It's nice. Bit of an intersection. Okay, so I go straight ahead. What's down that way? Rainbow Falls that way. And so this is the normal turn off to get to Mammoth. It's only I think less than half a mile to get to the resort, and then there's a bus that goes down to Mammoth regularly. However, it's closed until mid-June, so that's why I took the earlier one. And I see a PCT marker on the trail. Wow, I don't see many PCT markers. Alright, so yeah, continue heading down. I think when I find, there's the marker, I think when I find a nice campsite, I'll stop. So just when I decided I was going to stop and set my tent up, I found a place, rolled out my tent, and it started raining, so that was quite good timing. I've got my pack in the front, which usually I don't. It's usually in the back, but that's just because I unpacked it in the tent rather than standing outside getting wet. So if it stops raining, I will move it around to the back, which is where it normally lives. This is not normal for a Z-Pack's tent. I put this in myself because I had all of this empty space to use. And that's when I started storing my pack in the back here, but just in case I wanted to get access to it, so that's why I sewed in the zip. The new Z-Pack's tents, this floor actually goes out all the way to the edge of the awning, so they've realised that it was wasted space and done something about it.